Hey guys, so let's talk about last night's episode of Star-Crossed. I don't know how long I'll do these reviews on a weekly basis, but you know what? I felt like doing one tonight, so here we go. This is only the second episode of this show, right? But I feel like the more I see of it, the more it excites me, the more I get that it's not just about the relationship between the two main characters, between the alien guy, Roman, and the human girl, Emery. But it's so much more than that, and I am appreciating that so much. A lot of this show is about the politics of what's happening, that this alien race, these Atrians, have crash landed on Earth, and how are humans reacting to that? We're even seeing kind of what happens among the aliens even, as a result of the situation that they kind of find themselves in. And yeah, it's definitely fascinating. So obviously in this episode, we're dealing with the fallout from the very end of the pilot episode. We see Roman's dad get killed by Emery's dad. It's an accident, but nonetheless, he's still dead. And so we start to see the aftermath of that. We get that there's this group of Atrians who are pretty much ready to start a war with the humans. They want payback for the fact that their leader was killed, and they're really just kind of using that as an excuse to start a war. We also start to get the political vibe of what's going on, and we get that now that his dad is dead, Roman is really expected to kind of take his place as leader, or for him to decide if it's okay for his uncle to do that while he's still in school. There were a few cool little elements that got added in this episode that I really enjoyed. One is that we learned that there are Atrians who actually live outside of the sector. So it turns out that there were some Atrians that were able to escape when they crash landed, and they're out there somewhere living and no one knows where. We also get that some of them have removed their markings, so they look like humans and no one would be able to tell the difference. And I love that whole vibe to it. It totally reminds me of Battlestar Galactica. Who's a Cylon? Everyone's a Cylon. I just love that kind of tension though, because it's kind of like everyone's a suspect and you never know who to trust. We also get that there is a really militant kind of human group as well, who is very anti-alien, and they're really kind of willing to do whatever it takes. One of the biggest twists I felt like happened at the very end of the episode. If you don't want to know, you should start watching now. And it totally caught me off guard, you guys. And that was Grayson, You've got this human guy who is kind of interested in Emery, and they've been doing some flirting, right? At one point in the episode, he kind of stands up with her against this kind of militant group, and the leader, seems really pissed. And so later when we see Grayson kind of walking down the street by himself, my first thought was, oh my gosh, they're gonna kill this boy, or they're just gonna beat him up or something. But no, it turns out that Grayson is actually a part of this kind of militant group. So I'm not really sure what to think about that, but it was definitely a twist that I wasn't expecting. We also get that Roman's uncle, the person that he chooses to kind of hold his place as leader, we get that he's not really a trustworthy kind of guy. And Roman actually doesn't trust him at first, but then the uncle does something that makes him trust him. And so you think, oh, okay, that should work out. But then it kind of turns out that the uncle is actually working with some of the militant Atrians, and he's just not trustworthy. I really have enjoyed this show, and so many of you guys enjoyed the pilot episode of this show. Your comments were fantastic. If you haven't seen the review I did of the pilot, I will throw a link up on the screen. Make sure you definitely check that out. I think the jury is still out a little bit for me though, It's like I want a good mixture of the romance and the political side of things. I don't want it just to be about human and Atrian relationships, because that could be fascinating, but I want to see some love triangles and some teenage soap opera goodness, because you guys know how much I love that. So I want some of that too. So I'm still kind of waiting to see, if they really get that good balance. Right now, this show has been really great in the first 2 episodes. If you have missed them, you guys definitely go to the CW website and check this show out. Okay, that is it for me this week. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about Star-Crossed so far. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.